Honorable Rector, Honorable Dean, and Honorable Board of Trustees and members, and all the dignitaries present here. I'm so honored to receive this doctorate degree from Nairobi University. I'm grateful for you to choose me in order to be part of this university. And even without studying in the university, I have become an alumni of the university. For education, I feel there are three important aspects. One is information. The second is observation. And the third is intuition. I'm so happy to hear that this university has all these three aspects. Often when we think of education, we think it's only in information, gathering information. That's not sufficient. You need keenness of mind, a mind which is alert and which is sharp enough to observe what's happening around and what's happening within. Ethics is listening to the consciousness that's deep in and acting according to it when it comes to your social interaction. So observation is a very important aspect of education, which has not been given much attention in many of the educational institutions, to say that. And then the third thing is an intuitive ability. If you turn back and see in the history, great scientists have not gone to college and obtained a degree, but they had developed an intuitive ability, whether it is Thomas Alva Edison or even Einstein, Albert Einstein. They all had that intuitive ability which they had nurtured within themselves. To me, spirituality begins here. Spirituality is that which enables you to get in touch with your observation, your perceptual ability, and enhance your intuitive faculty. So when the mind is calm, it's able to perceive things better. The mind is disturbed, our perception is all totally messed up, so disturbed. So mind need to be calm, then perception becomes better. Observation becomes much clearer and expression becomes more understandable. So perception, observation, expression are three ways to communicate with the world around us. And business very much depends on communication. If the communication breaks down, business breaks down. And communication can be better only when there is an element of spiritual awakening or spiritual power or force within each one of us. Again, when we say spirituality, we simply think it's something boo-boo or somebody sitting and doing something out there. No, it's not so. We are all made up of matter and spirit. Our body is made up of carbohydrate, protein, amino acids. Our spirit, our mind is made up of truth, integrity, honesty, beauty, compassion, love, cooperation, creativity. All these qualities I consider as spirituality. This is part of our spirit. Today in the world, when there this huge menace of depression which is arising, mental depression, lack of trust or trust is being broken down, fear and insecurity about financial and other aspects of life is increasing, financial and relationship aspects are increasing. It is all the more vital we place more emphasis on spirituality, means building up the inner strength, bringing back the confidence in the humanness of our human society, turning our mind back onto compassion and love, which is the very breath of our existence. From being a mechanically driven a life without life, need to turn into a life, full of enthusiasm, full of cooperation and humanness. I'm glad that Nairobi University has already taken this step and is working towards this. I was so happy yesterday when I heard that there is a whole department on ethics and business. And this would give hope to our society. Yes, as Sharda has already asked me, if there is Narayan, there should be Lakshmi. Means when there is spirituality, there should be wealth also. I tell you, today's mess that we are facing in Europe and other parts of the world is because of the greed of a few. Isn't it so? We hear scam after scam after scam all over the world because the corruption has in some way has been accepted socially and politically. Though there are some voices that come up and again it subsides down and the things continue the way it is. That is where a big wave of awakening has to happen against corruption. I say corruption begins where the sense of belongingness ends. When you have a sense of belongingness, you will never be corrupt with those people. You will never take or give bribe to those whom you feel they belong to you. When that sense of belongingness ends, that's when exactly the corruption begins. In today's world, when the technology has shrunk the world into a global village, we can't afford to have sectarian mindsets or only I belong, and this belongs to me and this doesn't. We need to have that broad vision of the whole world is one human family, the lack of which has created so many strife. Otherwise we will go back to the Middle Ages when we used to fight in name of race and religion and language, wars after wars, and destroyed ourselves a lot. As I was saying, India was at peak of economic growth when the spiritual awakening was very high. It amounted to 33% of world's GDP when there was a lot of spiritual awareness. When Lord Macaulay visited India, he said he traveled length and breadth of India, he did not find one poor and one sick person in the country. That was the state of affairs when there was so much of heart, so much of service, so much of sense of belongingness. When this started declining, when greed, anger, jealousy and hatred overtook the society, economic downturn came up very fast. This is a lesson that we need to learn from the history. So what I'm saying is we need to connect people from that inner core of our existence. Simply to say that we had to become children again, from acting like a grown-up robots, we need to come back to a position where we maintain our innocence and still be very intelligent. In short, I would say a violence-free society, stress-free body, disease-free body, stress-free mind, inhibition-free intellect, trauma-free memory, and a sorrow-free soul is the birthright of every human being. And we should dream of this big dream and make it possible. Thank you.